Hello, fiber friends. So this is my yarn stash. If you don't know me, my name is Kristen. I come to you from Baltimore County, Maryland, where I live with my partner and our dog. And I decided I wanted to inventory all of my yarn. So every year I go through my yarn stash and I determine what I want to keep for the year, what I want to donate, and what I want to sell. And instead of doing just that this year, I decided to take absolutely everything out, put it on my desk so I could see it, inventory it. So I have a spreadsheet and I'll walk you guys through that so that I could really get a sense of what I have. Because generally I'll just be like, oh, I don't need this anymore, and I'll put it to the side. But seeing it like this is a little overwhelming. And I think gave me a way better sense of like what's actually going on in my stash. So I've done all the boring stuff. We're definitely losing the light. It took me way longer than I thought it was. It took me way longer than I thought it would to actually do all of that. That's okay. We're going to go one box at a time. We're going to go through, am I keeping it? If I am keeping it, what am I going to use it for? So we don't have to find a specific project, but we do need to categorize it into, is it socks? Is it going to be a sweater? Is it going to be a blanket? It doesn't have to be a set thing, but it gives me like a category to put this yarn in. And I think that helps my brain determine like if I want to keep it. So say I have 8 blankets worth of yarn. Maybe I don't need all 8 blankets. Let's keep my favorite 6. So without further ado, I'm going to throw my hair up and we're going to go through these yarn buckets. Essentially, they're huge boxes of yarn. All right, let's do it. Okay, so before I start, the vast majority of the contents of this box belongs here or was here. There's a few things I found because I went and I hunted for every single full skein I had in this house. Another thing I want to touch on, I am wearing a pair of like joggers and my hand spun version of the Traveler. So I used Ashford Merino silk in the color Sorbet. And I really, really, really love this Traveler. I wish I would have made it a tad bit longer, or I just need to block it a little bit more aggressively because it is still like quite a bit of stretch. And I need to redo the bind off because it's quite tight. But other than that, I love it. And this is why every time I spin yarn, I'm like, oh, I should make another Traveler because this worked out really well. Okay, I'm procrastinating. Let's do it. So let's start off with Bumblebee Acres yarns. I got both of these at Maryland Sheep and Wool probably 3 years ago. And this is the color Samwise Gamgee. They're both Lord of the Rings inspired colorways. And then this one is Balin's Tomb. So they are definitely going to go back in my stash. I don't know if I'm going to be putting it in here. I guess I will. I'll just put it in here and then I'll organize later. What I'd like to do is like home edit style. So it'll be rainbow colors instead of keeping like brands together, because most of my stash is like brands. So it doesn't really matter. Okay. We're going to get through some of our one-offs right off the bat, just because why not? This right here is one of my newer acquisitions. This is a Sandhill Yarns yarn. It's $15. What they're trying to do is make hand-dyed yarn affordable. The name of this is Silent Horizon, and I think it's really beautiful. I'm going to use these for socks. I did not say that. This I would like to put in a blanket. This is the Lobby Anime Twist Novu, and I got this during their warehouse sale. This was the mystery color number 2. I'm not attached to this. It's a beautiful squishy yarn. I'm happy to have it. But if someone out there would prefer this, I would sell this. So I'm going to put this in the maybe, and I'm going to list it. Now these two are Robin's Promise yarns. Robin's Promise is out of Virginia Beach, I believe, and this is the Tough Little Birds color, or not colorway, but base. And I like this base because it's a BFL, and I love BFL. It is super wash though, so it makes it good for socks. This green is Cremdell in the Moonlight, and then this is Sparrow's Breast. I do really like this base. I do really like these colors. But again, I'm not attached. So I think I will also list these. All right, moving on. Another La Bien-Aimée skein that I got from the warehouse sale. This is Magical Mystery Color 9, and it is the Merino Super Sock base. This is really pretty, and I would also like to use this in the same blanket that I want to use the Sandhill yarns in. So that's going to go back. Next is Dragon Horde yarn. This is the Myth Fingering in the colorway Court of Dreams. I love this. I like the Myth Fingering as well. I think I prefer the Lore, but I like this too. And I will be keeping this for socks. I guess next we're going to go into my massive amount of Cascade Heritage. And it is a massive amount. Okay, I can't hold it all, but we've got pretty much the entire color story going on here. I'm keeping all of my Heritage. I use this as samples for my socks. So generally I like to knit a pair in like my fancy hand-dyed yarns, and then I do my second sample in Cascade Heritage. So I have a ton of different colors so that no matter what the sock is, I have something that will work for it. Because sometimes people just want to see it in a yarn that they know and they trust, and I feel like Cascade Heritage is that for a lot of people. Okay. I have one skein left over from my Fidalgo cardigan test knit that I did. So this is Cascade 220 in the colorway Crab Apple. And I will be keeping this. No, I won't. I'm going to donate this because I'm this colored out. I already have quite a bit left over in scraps and probably close to 100 grams. I don't need this. So I will be donating this one. Then we have a bunch of Malabrigo. So I don't even remember the color of this one. This is white. This is ochre, I believe. Yes, ochre and caramel. I'm going to sell these. I just don't need it. I don't use Malabrigo very often. I find the dye lots or the lack of dye lots really tricky. And I have a project currently that's using Malabrigo sock, and that's good enough for me. So I'm going to let that go. All right. Now let's start on my Boss Kitty. So this is Boss Kitty Cat's Cradle, which is the fingering base. This color is Packy. I love this yarn. I think I bought this at 2 separate times, but it's pretty well matched. So I could use this for color work, or I could use this for socks. and I will be keeping this. Same goes for my Boss Kitty Cat's Cradle in Mithril. One of my favorite colors from Boss Kitty. And I will also be keeping this. Actually, you know what? This would make a really nice fade. Maybe I'll do a find your fade and it'll just be like really boring. Just gray. So that is definitely a thought. More Boss Kitty. I have this one, which is Tea Time of the Soul. Cat's Cradle again. I love this color. I will be definitely using this for socks and probably pairing it with a blue, kind of like this. If I had to guess. I just like this combo. Did I drop it? I did. All right, I only see one more Boss Kitty, so we'll do this one. This is from the Witches box set that Boss Kitty did. Again on Cat's Cradle, or the Cat's Cradle base, which is the fingering base. And this is Maximum Results. I really like this, so I will be keeping it. I don't think for socks, but maybe for a hat. All right, I think we're gonna move on to Tough Love Sock, which is one of my favorites. So you're gonna see a lot of repeat types of yarn just because I find a brand I like and I stick with it. So this is Sweet Georgia Tough Love Sock. It's a thicker sock weight. It's a thicker than normal fingering weight yarn. It's 115 grams for 425 yards. And I think it makes a beautiful sock. I think it makes great mittens. I think it makes a great hat. So I will be keeping all of my Sweet Georgia. This one's bison. This is charcoal. This is what I knit my Fossil Frenzy out of. And this is silver. So I will be keeping these most likely for socks. I have more Sweet Georgia coming up. I've got, this is Portobello and this is Tumbled Stone. This is one of my favorite colorways. It's like a really just mauvey, tannish color, and this is pinky purple. But still neutral, which I'm sure you're kind of seeing, well, besides my Cascade Heritage, because that's like really out there. I try and stick within the neutral family. That's where I feel most comfortable. Then I have two skeins of Illimani Sabri, which is a fingering weight yarn, and this is the color 4138. So it takes two colors and they ply them together. And I will be keeping this. Yes, I will be keeping this for a tank top. Now I have more Sabri in the color 29, I think. Yeah, 29. This is what I made the, not Moonset tee. I can't remember what it's called. I will pop it on the screen. So this is great, but do I need another garment out of this? I don't think so. So I will be selling this. All right, more Malabrigo. I really like this color. This is pearl, and this is the ultimate sock. This is just the regular sock, and this polar morn. So I'm going to keep this for actual socks, and I'm going to sell that. Oh, more Tough Love Sock. So this is Tough Love Sock in the color Snowfall. And then this is also Tough Love Sock. And I can't remember what this is called. I think it's Pine Tree. Pine Tree, I'm pretty sure. And again, it's not my favorite. So I'm going to get rid of this one just because I can't think of an application in which I would use that. But this is just a beautiful neutral. So we'll be keeping this. All right, in here, spun right round, one of my favorite indie dyers, 438 yards per 100 grams. This is the colorway Biscuits. My LYS stopped selling this brand, but I really, really like it. And I will be using this for either a hat or socks. All right, 29 Bridges Studio. This is a Maryland indie dyer. I love everything 29 Bridges does. They dye, especially their tonals and their solids, because the depth of color that they get on things is just insane. So this is one of my favorite colors from them. This is Patina and their go-to sock, and I will be keeping this for literally anything. Wonderland Yarns. This is Marianne, which is a sock weight, fingering weight. And I think this is the color, yeah, Chasing Moonbeams. I don't need this. I'm not attached to it. I don't need it. So I'm going to sell it. This is another skein of Tumbled Stone. I have lost the label for, but it's still Sweet Georgia Tough Love sock. All right, this is Murky Depths, another Maryland dyer. My skein is messed up. It's a really nice green. I don't know if that's going to show up since it's getting so dark in here. The color is Stone Cold, and it's a 2-ply. So this is not my favorite for socks, but I love the way it feels. So I'm going to keep this, and I love the color for probably mittens. Oh, more Lost Kitty. So in this case, actually, here's a couple. In this case, I've got the Mohair Ball. This is Widow's Flower, which is a really soft purple. And this is Mithril, which is that silvery gray I already showed you. I'm going to just keep these just in case I need something a little to, put a little razzle dazzle on something. I will keep these. I also have a skein of Widow's Flower, the new version, which is a little bit more saturated, in Cat's Cradle. And I have a skein of this Orphan, which is, I think, wannabe Widow's Flower. So I'll keep this too. More Malabrigo. So this is the Malabrigo that I have for an actual project. So let me see if I can show you. These two are going to be for the Slytherin panel on my Hogwarts Houses blanket. So this color is Fiona, and this color is non-existent because it ripped off. Oh wait, it's in the bottom. Oro. I don't think that's right. Anyway, these two together for Slytherin. I will be keeping these, but I'm going to put them in my project bag. And then these two for Ravenclaw. So this is Malabrigo sock in the color Matisse Blue. And this is Variations Fingering in the color Root Beer Citrine. So this is for Ravenclaw. The other was for Slytherin. And then I bought this at Maryland Sheep and Wool. This is Asling Yarn's sock set. The color is Autumn Splendor. It's a self-striping yarn. I don't have any self-striping yarn. What do you guys think? I don't have a strong feeling on this, but I also don't want to get rid of it. So I'm going to keep it. And then finally, we have the Barocco Ariel, which I am currently using for my pressed flowers cardigan. I will put this in the project bag, but it is a full skein. So I'm not counting any of the skeins, full skeins that I've used in my current whips. It's anything that I have full that's out. So I'm putting this in my project bag. Okay, so this box is way more hodgepodge. Like, there's so much in here, and it's a little bit more full. So I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to organize all my yarn all pretty. And what I really want to get to is my scraps. Because my scraps, as much as I feel out of control with this amount of yarn, my scraps are really what's giving me anxiety right now. Whew. Actually, let me take a drink. Let me calm down a little bit. Got my cranberry juice. I'm zen when. I also want to mention, like, I'm probably going to talk about how overwhelmed I feel by my stash or how much yarn I have. And it's most likely going to come off as negative because right now I'm feeling overwhelmed. But I want to preface this by saying comparison is the thief of joy. So if you see me talking negatively about my stash and feeling overwhelmed with my stash, but you have the same amount of yarn or more than me, please don't take that as your stash is negative. If your stash brings you joy, if you enjoy buying yarn as a separate hobby, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I don't want you to feel bad. This is my personal feelings about my personal yarn stash, and it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me and my financial situation, the house we currently live in, the uncertainty about where we're going to go in the future and if we're going to upsize or downsize. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of variables as to why I feel this way. And so I really hope that you can just, if you watch this, you take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I would never speak negatively about someone else's stash. In fact, I love looking at other people's stashes and I'm like, ooh, all the pretties. But for me, in my life today, this is way too much. So if I do speak negatively about my stash, please understand that I don't hold that opinion for everyone's stash. I only judge me and never ever you. So please do whatever makes you happy. And if you also feel overwhelmed with your stash, hopefully this will motivate you to purge or use it up. I don't know. We'll see. All right, back to it. Now I have this Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. I bought this to make that Irish crochet jacket that I've mentioned maybe twice ever on this channel. And I bought 16 of these things. And I have used 3. So I have, I think, 13 more. I'm not getting rid of it. But this is an overwhelming amount of this yarn. And the color online when I bought it, fuzz, was quite different. I expected this to be a lot more blue, a lot more like deep. This is not my favorite color. I do like teal, but I don't know if I like this teal. But I am going to keep it. I'm going to keep all. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to keep all 13 skeins of this. But it's not going to go out. It'll go in my shelves. Another random thing I did not remember buying, I did not even know I had, was this giant cake of Lion Brand mandala. I think this is the color, I don't know. Oh, it's the color Chewy. I'm trying really hard not to crinkle this bag. I have no interest in this. might have bought it when I was making baby blankets for our friend who had 2 children. And maybe I bought this because I thought this was good colors and then I decided against it. I really don't know because I did use Lion Brand Mandala for their blankets, but I didn't use this clearly. I think this is a donate. So I'll make a different pile for my donate yarn because it's 100% acrylic. I don't love working with acrylic. I don't need a blanket in acrylic. That's like 1,000 yards. That's not even enough for a blanket. So I think best case, I just get rid of it. Get it out. Okay. More Boss Kitty. Cat's Cradle. I have these set aside because I have a project in mind with it for it. I've casted it on like 4 times and every time it hasn't worked out. It's my own design for a sweater. And this is in the color Soot. So it's just a nice charcoaly gray. And I will be keeping this for that sweater, but it's such a mess in here. I don't even know where to put it. I'm going to put it right here. Now, I have more Boss Kitty Mo Hairball. This is in the color Murder Mittens and in the color Forest Park. And I just don't use mohair enough to justify having so many colors of it. I believe I got these in grab bags, which is when Boss Kitty has a bunch of extras or something about the color is not perfectly right. She doesn't want to sell it for full price. You get 3 skeins for a discounted price, and you obviously don't know what's coming. For me, personally, I don't think I need this, so I will try to sell it. Oh, pile's getting too big. It collapsed. Okay. This is more Bumblebee Acres. I got this at Maryland Sheep and Wool at the same time I got those skeins. And this is their Squishy DK. The color is May All Your Bacon Burn. It's Howl's Moving Castle inspired. And I love, 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 love this one. I bought it for my partner. So Mr. Craft will be getting a pair of socks, most likely. I don't even know. I've never made DK socks ever. So let me know if 245 yards is enough for a man's sock. They don't have to be super long in the leg. I'm going to have to research that, but I will be keeping this. Another Wonderland Yarns. This is also Mary Ann, so the fingering weight. This was their Halloween mystery colorway. I think in 2022 or 21. It was a while ago. And this one is called Finding a Magical Realm. And I just don't need this. I'm not a purple person. I like purple, but I like purple more for someone who loves purple. So I will be selling this. This is Knitology, and it came in Knit Crate or whatever it was called back in the day. I got it for a couple months and canceled. This is the Knitology cabled sock in the colorway Cadet. It's like a steely grayish blue. I have been keeping this. I've had this probably 5-6 years at this point. I've been keeping this, and I don't know why. I'm not most likely going to use it, so I will donate this. Madeline Tosh. This is the first yarn I ever bought, like real purchase of yarn. That wasn't like a Joann's or a Michael's or a Walmart. This is the BFL sock in the colorway Salt. I got it to make a Joji Locatelli sweater, in which I failed miserably. Tried to pivot to make a flax, failed miserably at that. Bought this in like 2017 or 2018 and 2018. It's just a warm tone that I don't think looks great on me. I'm going to sell this. Okay. Man, oh man, there's so much more. Ah, I found the Tough Love sock, pine tree. So the other one is not pine tree. I also don't love this. I'm gonna sell. I'm actually surprised looking at my sell pile how unattached I am to so much of this. And maybe we'll go through like my spreadsheet that I did today because I have the date I bought it, the price I paid, all that, and kind of analyze when a lot of this stuff that I would like to sell actually came into my stash. Because I feel like lately, the things that I've been bringing into my stash are things that I really love and I really want to make. But it looks like I brought in a lot of stuff. We'll see the trends. We'll analyze. All right. This is Miss Babs. This is Hot Shot, I think. Yes, the base is Hot Shot and the colorway is Wolf's Den. I got this as a present a while ago. And they picked this up for me at Rhinebeck, which was super nice. And there's nothing wrong with this. It just doesn't speak to me. But I do think I'm going to keep this for a pair of socks if I just want to do a vanilla pair on my sock machine just to have something to crank. So I will keep this. All right. This is also a Boss Kitty yarn. It is a colorway that it came as part of the grab bag. And it was a sock blank. So it goes from this red to this orange to this yellow. And it's actually what I'm pairing with Soot over here for that sweater idea. So I will be keeping this. All right. I have 4 balls of Knitting for Olive cotton merino, and I would love to do a tank top with this. So I've had my eyes on a couple tank tops, specifically one from Knit California, and I do think that it would look great in this dark green. I think it is called dark sea green. It is dark sea green. So I will be keeping this for a tank top. And if you see the absolute mess behind me, these are not full skeins. Well, up here is not full skeins, but they were up there. And then these are all full skeins, but they're my hand spun and I don't count my hand spun. And you might ask, why? If they're full skeins, why are you not counting it? I don't know. I make the rules. And my rules say that I don't count yarn that I spin from fiber. It's on a different spreadsheet. They don't go together. I don't know. That's just my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so now I have 5 different Yowza minis. This is Miss Babs. The colors are Paprika, Field Mouse, Watery Tart, Mahi Mahi, and Dark Roast. So I'll show them to you. So this is Dark Roast and Paprika. This is how they look together. Watery Tart, Field Mouse, and Mahi Mahi. Come on. I bought this for the stripe hype and then ended up not using any of these. I think I just dislike this green, and we've come to the conclusion that I don't like this green. So I will sell this if I can. I just threw it. And I will keep these for color work, I think. I like these colors. I like them together. I like them apart. I could definitely find something to do with these DK weight minis. They're 80 grams, 200 yards, 200 yards. So I think I could find something to do with this. I hope I'm in frame. LOL. All right. Go up there. This box is hitting me. All right. This is a full skein of Lore by the Fiber Company. I bought 6 skeins of this actually for the book club cardigan. And I felt like I was knitting with like rug material. I really dislike this. And I know people say just stick it out, wash it, it'll be great. But I didn't want to. So I took back the other 5 skeins, but because I already caked this up, I couldn't. And I'm going to donate this because I just don't like it, don't want it, don't need it. Oh, what's the color? Let me tell you. The color is Courage. So if you want this, let me know. All right, I have a, whatever you want to call this, tube of Rah Rah Raffia by Wool and the Gang. I want to make a hat out of this, like a cute brim hat. When will I ever get to this? I don't know, but I want to, and I'm going to keep it. I got this as a gift as well from the Fiber Seed. This is Sprout DK in the, oops, I just undid it, but this is in the color Cloudy Day, Partly Cloudy. I have a hat I made with this, and Mr. Craft doesn't wear it because it's not long enough. So I think I'll keep this, and I will unpick the brim, or not the brim, the top of the hat, rip back till before the decreases, and I will just lengthen it with this skein. Next, we have Miss Babs Yowza. So the Yowza minis are 200 yards. This is like 560 yards. Yeah, 560, 225 grams. I love Yowza. Y'all have heard me talk about it a million times. This is white peppercorn, which is one of my favorite colorways. And I will definitely be keeping this. I don't know what I can do with 1 skein of this, so maybe I'll buy another, and then I can use this and do some color work things. I don't know. But sweater. This is another Boss Kitty. It does not have the label. It was an orphan, which came from the grab bag. I think it was supposed to be Victoria, but I'm not 100% sure. It could also be Princess from Mars. Those reds are kind of similar to me. And I've never bought the actual, like, the non-grab bag version of them, so I can't be certain. But I'm not a red person, and so I think I will donate this. Okay, this yarn, bane of my existence yarn. And I love it, which is the worst part. So this is Jill Draper Make Stuff, Barstow, and the colorway Black Walnut, and it is what I'm making my pressed flowers cardigan out of. I'm not going to get through all 4 of them. I've used 2-ish almost, like one's almost down. So I will be cracking into another one, but I for sure will not be cracking into this one. So I'm going to keep it. I will make socks out of this. This brown is like perfect for boot socks. And I wear a ton of brown because like my hair and my eyes, I think it complements it. So I will keep this for my pressed flowers, this for a pair of socks. All right. We're kind of into my sweaters quantities now, which is nice. So this is a free sample from Pearl Soho of their 100% wool in the color 4417. It's pretty, and I will keep it. I don't know why, but I will. Actually, no. I don't need this. I'll donate it. I'll donate it. I've felt it. I've touched it. I know that I like it. So if in the future I want to buy wool from Pearl Soho and I want to get like a lofty 3-ply, then yeah, maybe I'll buy that. But I just don't need to keep it. And what am I going to use a sample for except with knit a swatch, which I don't even knit swatches for my own stuff. So no. All right. I have my Scout Kelborn woolens. I've talked about this a couple times on the channel. It's really pretty in the color Mulberry Heather, and I still have not decided what I want to do with this. I'm waffling. I really want to make another Traveler shock. Surprise, surprise. But I don't need another Traveler. And if I do have another Traveler, it's going to be another hand spun Traveler. So I don't have an idea for this. I've also been tossing around the thought of maybe making another Calm Down cardigan by Lily Kate France. I don't know if I have enough to do that. I have 6 skeins, so maybe, but it will be a garment of some sort. Here's 3, 4, 5, and then I have 1 caked up. Okay. I just picked this up today. So today was Small Business Saturday at my local yarn shop. I'm sure it was a bunch of other local yarn shops. They do things as well. So if you got up and got to the store at 7 a.m. and wore your PJs, you got 35% off your purchase. So I picked up 3 skeins of Juniper Moon, Patagonia Organic Merino, and I just really love this yarn. It's insane because it's like, the way I would describe it is dry, which generally that's not what I want my yarn to do, but it washes so well and it's so lofty and it's so snuggly, and I just absolutely love this yarn. So this is in the color indigo. And I don't know exactly what I want to do with this, but I was thinking maybe the Coming Soon sweater. So we'll see, but definitely a sweater. And speaking of Juniper Moon Farms, I have a couple just one-offs. This is Anthracite, which is like a charcoaly gray. This is Rust, which is like a orangey, brownish red. Not my favorite. I will sell this. And this is Seaweed, which I do really like, and I think I'm going to try and knit the Unicorn Tapestry sweater, like the one that the Cloisters Met has. I'll pop that on the screen if you guys haven't seen it. And I think I want to use Seaweed as my base color. I'll do like a white or a cream, and then obviously I'll use like an acorn maybe for the fence. I'm not promising anything, and I'm not promising that this will happen in the next year. I have a ton of yarn to work through before I buy anything else. So that's that. I will keep both of these for nothing, if for nothing else, just to have as backup for something. I love this yarn. I use it all the time. I don't think it's a bad idea to just have a couple on deck. Another skein of Yowza Mini. I actually have something to do with this. So I bought this because I didn't think I was going to have enough for my Jennifer Stein glass sweater. Can't remember which one it was. I think it was the Meadow Moon though. Pop a picture up. And this is in the color Dunk, which is what I did the main color of that sweater with. And then I used white peppercorn for the accent. And I didn't think I'd have enough. So I bought a little mini and I definitely did have enough. So I've decided, because I've been crocheting those gnomes, that Christmas tree gnome was adorable and I would like one for myself. So I will make it out of this. Oops, just threw it. This also has lost its tag. I don't know where they go when they just like hop off like that, but I know what this is. This is West Yorkshire Spinners. The color is Ecru. This is the BFL fleece, which is one of my favorite yarns. And I will be definitely keeping this. I don't have anything in mind, but accessory, a hat, something, whatever. Even could go with these, honestly. I don't know, but I love this and I will be keeping this. In the same vein, I have more BFL fleece. This is in the color Marine, and it is what I knit my Midland cardigan out of that I decided to rip out. So I will be keeping this. I have plans for this. Hopefully Nishi Fraz Knits will choose me for her Fidalgo sweater test knit, and I will be using that for that. If not, I'll just have to wait until the pattern comes out. But I have these 2 full skeins, and then I have 3 completely ripped out skeins. I will be knitting the Fidalgo sweater with this. So I just finished my Farnham sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl, and in that sweater I used heirloom white and walking stick, and I still have 2 of these full skeins left over. So I bought 3 walking stick and I brought 2 heirloom white, and so I only used 2 and 1, which is crazy, but this yardage, it has a lot of yardage. Sorry, heard a noise. And then at the same time, I bought this Teal Abyss, same yarn. This is Pearl Soho Goodwool, and I don't know what I will use this for. I did not particularly love the knitting process using this wool, but it has great yardage and it is softening up with wear and with wash. So it will be outerwear of some sort, maybe a light cardigan or a sweater that I could wear, like very oversized, that I could wear something under. But I do like these colors together, so I do think I will keep this. We're almost done, I promise. One last Boss Kitty skein. This is Boss Kitty BKDK. The color is Brass Monkey. And I will keep this, if nothing else, for color work for a sweater. And finally, one of my all-time favorite yarns. It is discontinued now. It is Alta Truth by Alta Yarns. And I absolutely hate this color, but I'm going to knit something up using this. My thought right now is the Freestyle tee. I think I'll pop it on the screen. Or there's a cute little blouse from a homespun house, I believe. I'll pop that also on the screen. And then I would just dye it black. I already have the Darnum dyes black, so I could just over dye it. And I'll probably get like a brown, which I love a brown, so that doesn't bother me at all. So I will be keeping this for a t-shirt. And that concludes all of my skeins of yarn. I feel like I did a pretty good job. There's going to be some noise. I'm going to move this box out of here. Going through it, understanding like what I actually want to keep, what I can donate. I do think I did a pretty good job with that. Could I pare it down more? Absolutely. So what's the stats? I have over 15 or 50,000 yards of yarn, mostly wool, and over 140 skeins of yarn. Full skeins of yarn. Yes. So that is wild. And I will be working on stashing that down over the coming year because I don't like that. That's too much for me personally, like I said. Now I'm going to take everything off. I'm going to put this in a box because I know, okay, this is what I want to donate. This is what I want to sell, so that I can put that online, take nice pictures when it's actually light outside, and know I'm going to sell it or donate it. So let me get this out of the way, and then I'm going to pull everything out of here and start organizing. So maybe I'll do a time lapse of that.